Welcome back, superstars. Hey, my name is Aaron. My body is 79% mustard, and this is the SuperPod Saga. That's right, SuperPod Saga, the show where we discuss a different video game topic each episode, and then when we're done discussing, we'll gather around the kitchen table for some hot tuna helper and a hot mellow yellow, and enjoy a meal as a family.
Praise God.
Nice hot meal as a family. Does that sound good to you guys?
Praise God.
I prefer my meals cold, like my revenge.
I like hot revenge.
The hot revenge, it kind of leaves me conflicted, because like whenever I leave, I'm like, maybe I wanted more of that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like that.
Hot revenge gives me indigestion.
Hot revenge is a snack food. It's like you reach for more when you don't want more.
Oh, well, I've got two great returning guests with us today. Of course, you probably already recognize their voices because they've both been on 8 million episodes of this show. We've got Thrak.
Where's my royalties? Where's my fucking money?
Yeah, for
Bill's
real.
not paying me, so where's my money?
We've got Thrak, and we've got
Hi,
Nave. Hello. I almost said boys and guys at the same time. Hello, guys. How are you?
Which one's the boy? Which one's the boy? Which one's the guy?
I'll be the boy. It's okay. I still get carded. I'm almost 31.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes I get carded multiple times at the bar. Like they think I'm going to like slip up and give them my real ID. Like, all right, he's gotten 2 shots in. Let's see if he's gonna fuck this one up. Say your birthday backwards. Well, that's easy because it's mostly 9s. So I just have to remember one number and what sequence that number's in.
Yeah. Imagine if they like ask for your ID.
Prayers.
Yeah, imagine if they ask for your ID and you give them your social security card.
Like, sir, you need to like not keep this on your person. First of all, this is very sketchy. You're gonna lose this.
Oh yeah. If you're drunk as shit.
You'd break the game that is the world. Like, I feel like you could slip anybody a photocopy of your social security card, and you could get that fucking anything. Be like, here's my identity. Can I please have like this Twinkie for free, please? And I'm sure anybody would be like, fuck yeah.
For your identity? What a good trade.
Yeah, exactly.
I steal somebody's identity and then I buy like all the Xbox 360 Connects that are sitting in cardboard boxes in all these retro video game stores.
What are you gonna do after you spend those $15?
Feel nothing but pride.
Hey man, doctors really love the Connect. You better watch yourself.
They do. They actually do.
I don't know what it is, but like I like collecting a lot of one thing that's just stupid. And like I've been playing a lot of Pal World, and you can capture humans in that. So at every opportunity I was capturing humans, and you can have a pin where like you put like up to like 20 or 30 different Pokemon in there, but you can put the humans in there too. So that's been my human penitentiary, if you will. And I usually just like to sit. There was a chair right in front of it, and just facing it, and I would sit there and just stare at them and just marvel at it.
I love the thought of you just like kicking back in one of those long lawn chairs. You just got like a little glass of like Tanqueray or some shit. You're just like
Long Island iced tea to go with my long chair.
With your long hair and your long beard, you're like, yes.
My long list of Geneva Convention violations. Yes.
You've got that like it's like a roller coaster tycoon. You build like a little pit with like water around it, and you just drop select citizens in there. Just drop them in. I love that shit. But no, I promise we're not all sociopaths. Thrak, go ahead and if the listeners haven't heard about you, go ahead and introduce yourself, the games you like, the show you're on, and all that stuff.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Thrak, and I am the co-host of the 3DO Experience podcast, where me and Bill, which some of you might know from gaming and collecting, we just talk about the 3DO and other random shit. So it's a good time. It's a good time. We just recently did an episode on The Incredible Machine, which was fantastic. Y'all should listen to that. I also host a King Crimson podcast that is back, but kind of in a much more like fragmented state. Like we'll probably do one episode roughly like a month or so. So we're currently in the process of doing the next one, which is about the time between King Crimson's Red and Discipline album, that was about 6 years, and a lot happened. So we're gonna get to that. But other than that, I guess spot and other things, and yeah, I'm just living my life, man. That's all really I'm doing, you know.
Now say that again, but like say that last line, but in your best Russian accent.
Oh God, I didn't practice.
Oh damn, that's okay. That's okay. You get a pass. Hey Nave.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Hey Nave. For those who haven't heard you before, go ahead and tell them all about your show, the games you like, other shit that I just forget. Yeah,
My social security number, everything
Yeah.
like that. I'm from
Ooh.
Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast with my co-host Phil. We talk about multiplayer games. We're mostly a comedy podcast at this point because I've just completely given up, and he can only do so much to carry the show. We try to get a bunch of guests on, and we talk about all kinds of stuff: games we love, games we hate. Just recently, we're going to be talking about a game called Hell Let Loose, which is a World War II game. Spoiler alert: I fucking hated it. Did everyone else hate it? Who knows? Yeah, probably, because
Yes.
my energy is infectious, so I can really convince people that they hate it. And momentarily, it's like when you get charmed in D&D, but the guy knows that he's been charmed after it wears off. It's like that. Like they cut out of the episode, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that guy fucking played me." But I don't know if that episode's going to be out by the time this is out, so it probably will be. The one before we talked about this game, RoboQuest, which Aaron was supposed to be on, but things fucked up. And I got way too drunk, so I was very drunk on that episode.
Oh man, I'm so sad that I missed that, but it's okay. It's okay. Stuff happens.
Yeah, we getting you on for another one. We always got you high up on our list of priorities. Also, if you want to hear one, because that RoboQuest episode, embarrassing for me. I am embarrassed of it. I was way too drunk. So go listen to the finals, the one before that one, where I was stone cold sober, and we loved the game. We liked the RoboQuest too. I'm spoiling all the endings of our episodes.
That's okay.
How drunk are you right now, Nave?
I've been drinking a little bit. I almost fucking crashed into like a family of 5, but coming home from work,
Oh
which
my god.
is crazy because like I pulled into the sandwich shop and I was like, I'm gonna eat in today. It's gonna be nice. And I looked at my phone and I had 3%. So I made the conscious decision because I didn't want to eat in silence or with whatever bullshit music was playing over the intercom. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go get some fast food and then go home. And on the way to the fast food joint, a family of 5 pulled in front of me, and I had to like screech. Like that's the first time in my life I've ever had to like slam the brakes. So I'm just really glad that my car was able to handle it. It was up to the task. But I saw the kids looking at me, and I'm going to have dreams about that tonight. I promise. Like I saw the kids like, oh no. You know what I mean?
The look of like we're about to die.
Yeah. I don't know. I was only going 45, but that would have sucked. And that van was old and shitty. It looked like it was held together by duct tape. So there was no side airbags. Those kids were going to be jostled.
I think it's like even if a car accident happens at like 10 miles an hour, it can still like do a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. I always tell people when they see car accidents, like, how did you even get hurt with that? I'm like, dude, have you ever actually bumped your fucking head into a wall, like not paying attention? That's at 1 mile an hour when you're walking. Like that fucking shit doesn't feel good.
I mean, hell, even as simple as like when you bite your tongue, it like the pain comes from like not expecting it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. My teeth are moving at like light speed. I'm really hungry. Like I'm ravenous.
Why didn't you get any food?
Yeah, why didn't you eat the sandwich you got?
I was shaken. I was absolutely shaken. Oh,
he almost didn't show up. He was so distraught.
Yeah, I didn't give my dog any food either, so we haven't been on speaking terms today.
You're sharing your trauma with your pet.
Yeah, she's gotta feel bad. She's gotta like get the energy off of me. Like I said, I'm contagious.
Go microwave some bread and we'll wait for you.
Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't love microwave bread? All the moisture sucked out of bread. Like, so it's just a Popeyes biscuit, but it's not even good. It's just plain Wonder Bread.
So like a KFC biscuit, because those fuckers are so dry. That shit
They
is
are
my God.
dry.
like
Yeah.
a dried cat turd. It's
Dude,
so...
Speaking of bread, have you guys seen the fucking video of the guy on Twitch who stuck his fork in a toaster?
No.
What?
Okay, well, so this guy stuck his fork in a toaster, and then he did it again in front of his grandma while he was on a Skype call, and then he did it a third time with 2 toasters simultaneously. And that's when I saw it. I saw the 2 toasters simultaneously, and he had this wife beater on that just said him, like in Sharpie.
Like the band him?
No, like I'm him, like Dracula flow.
Yes.
So I immediately,
Yeah.
I immediately
God.
felt a connection with this guy. That could have been me if I was born 5 years like earlier or
That
later.
should have been me. God damn it.
Should have been, but he electrocutes himself, and then everything, obviously the electricity goes crazy, so it freezes frame a little bit, and you just see one still frame of him like flying back and with a big brown stain on his pants, and he's like, and you hear, oh, I think I shit myself, and then the fucking feed cuts.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
It's so funny.
People are way too content pilled, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
good fucking God. The things people will do just for content. You know,
Yeah, bless 'em.
that's a whole other podcast.
I mean,
though.
they've been doing that for a while. I feel like before the internet, we had Jackass. Before that, we had what the fuck was his name? The guy in the band who would like
Flavor of Love.
no.
That was for content. None of those women
God.
wanted to date Flavor Flav. None of them.
Dude, no, I
didn't
absolutely
one
not.
of those girls get her own spin-off show, like
I
New
think-
York or whatever?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Whatever
the
happened
really
to her?
sassy one.
Flava
happened to her?
Flav is like the most butt ugly human on the face of the planet, dude.
I
He
want to
just
be his
full-
friend so bad. I think we could be friends if we just met once. Like, if I could just shoot my shot out. You know what I mean?
Didn't
Me
he
and
get-
80-year-old Flava Flav.
Didn't he get kicked out of Public Enemy?
Maybe.
I didn't even know
He had
was still
one
in
job,
Public
and that
Enemy.
was to tell the time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, hey Flav, what time it is?
No, he was the
Hey,
hype man.
It's 8:37 p.m.
Literally, his job is hype man, where he just comes in, shouts "Yeah, boy" and Flava Flav, and then Chuck D does all the work.
Fuck.
I love it.
I wish I could be. Man, I love not doing a lot of work. I feel like I'd be such a good hype man. Like I'm not. I guess I'm not the loudest guy on the planet, but like I could be like yeah, fuck yeah. Like if my kids weren't sleeping, I'd be fucking yelling and screaming. But like I feel like I'd be a great fucking hype man, dude.
You'd be like the hype man for like some like fucking
Like a church choir.
some like butt rock band.
Oh,
Like in the chorus, you're like the
yes.
you know.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I could
You're
do
the
that
one the harmonizing
easy.
with the Creed guy.
the Creed guy. I
Yeah,
hope
you're
that's his real
harmonizing
name.
that.
Can you take me higher?
You bet your ass I can. Fuck. No, we're not talking about Creed or Flava Flav.
That was a lot of topics
on.
we broached over in like 5 minutes.
I need to think of that dude's name. There was this guy that used to be in a band in like the 70s and the 80s. He would like on the stage, he would do fucking anything. He would like shit into his hand and throw it at at the audience.
The fuck?
Oh, what is his name? G.G. Allen. G.G. Allen. There
Oh
we go.
yeah. He wasn't in the 70s.
Was it? He wasn't?
No, I don't think he started in the 70s. I guess he did. According to Wikipedia, he started in 74 and then went to like 93. Because, yeah, he died in 93, if I remember. Like he was dead on that couch from a drug overdose for like a while. And like
On
people
that
took
couch right there, I'm pointing at it.
Yes. And, like people took pictures of him with it, like while he was like dead on.
Oh,
it was
man.
it was a whole thing. And wasn't he on like Oprah or something?
Probably.
I hope so. That'd be like
Yeah.
the best episode of Oprah ever made.
And she
Yeah.
bought him a car.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
That he
yeah.
ran into a
He
fucking
ca-
pole and ran away.
Yeah, right outside the studio.
Yeah,
Right
he
away.
leaves the studio.
There just
No
weren't any
BS.
cell phones back then, so like, it's just hearsay now. You know,
It's legend.
it's like a Bigfoot sighting.
Yeah, but yeah, he used to like punch like audience members and shit. It was a whole thing.
He would just take off his pants and underwear and just like piss all over the place.
Yep, he was like naked most of the time.
Did you guys see that Rage Against the Machine cover band with the chick? And this, I don't know how this started, but the end result is that she pulled her pants down and pissed on this guy's face while he laid flat on the stage.
I remember that. Yeah, because
Wasn't
I think she like asked if like some dude wanted to do that, and he's like, yeah, and then that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I was put on the spot like that, I think I'd probably let it happen too. Like someone who has the audacity to ask that is STD free, right? Like they're not,
I don't know.
you know. Like I'm
I
thinking,
don't know.
like she wouldn't purposefully be like, "Oh, by the way, I have hepatitis C." I don't know if that passes through piss, but
No, I don't. Honestly, dude, I don't think
The
any.
band's called Brass Against.
oh
That's
yeah, because I
lame.
think they have like a trumpet or something.
Yeah,
What
they were.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
Like,
they were.
it's a brass.
They were covering Rage, I think.
Can you imagine Bulls on Parade with the trumpet though?
They're a
Kinda.
music-
It just
they're a
sounds like
music-
cake.
They're now I want to hear Cake covering Killing in the Name.
I bet it
Holy
sound good,
shit.
dude.
Hey, we're talking about the Xbox 360 today. not,
Oh,
not
that's why
Speaking
we're
of cake,
here.
you know, Portal. Yeah, we can
Not-
segue.
speaking of
Yeah,
pissing in
it
the
was a
face
lie.
of. Yeah, the 360. What a machine! Holy shit!
Oh
With
boy.
probably the start of basically where we are now, as far as like technology and well, not technology, but like video games goes. Because
Like
this
yeah,
was-
like game design, really, because games haven't really evolved that much past the 360 era in terms of like the way people play games nowadays. You know?
Yeah, like one of my favorite games that I played recently was what is it, Terminator Resistance, I think it's called. And that game came out like 5 years ago maybe, but the way I described it was I really liked it as a 360 game. It gave me that nostalgia, but it was made recently. It was like an exact replica of a 360 game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the recent one.
Yeah. By the guys
Okay.
who made the RoboCop game, which I
Okay.
bought now because I was like, well, this Terminator game fucks, and I don't like Terminator. I don't like RoboCop, but this game fucks too.
Which one's better?
I don't know yet. I buy mini games and don't play them,
Okay,
unfortunately.
because people well, yeah, most of us do, but people really like that RoboCop game apparently.
yeah.
Because you can shoot people in the dick.
Oh yeah, I've seen people blow up in that game, and I'm like, oh, that I I don't know what it is about exploding body parts, but I love giblets a lot.
Like fucking anybody in Fallout with the what the fuck was that one perk
Bloody
called?
mess.
Bloody mess. Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
favorite.
Yeah.
Speaking of my own heart.
Yeah, fuck. The 360 was the start of basically, yeah, where we are now, like with everything being fucking online and all the
Oh,
different
yeah.
kinds of apps you can load into your fucking consoles now and
Oh yeah, because
buying
like
game.
yeah, because I think Netflix was exclusive on it for a little bit, wasn't it?
I think so. 'Cause you had to have gold. You had to have Xbox Live Gold in order to be
Yeah.
able to watch Netflix. And
Yeah.
and there was, I think Hulu also started on 360, if I'm not wrong. Well, I mean, Hulu had their own website for the longest time, but like
Oh yeah.
Hulu on other platforms other than like their website started on like the 360, and I think like what the fuck was around back then? Amazon Fire Stick? I don't know.
Yeah, Fire Sticks were coming, but this was like when Netflix was great because like the streaming was just starting to become a thing and companies didn't really know and they weren't monetizing it. So
Yeah.
that's when like Netflix had everything on it, you know, because they're like, yeah, who gives a shit, right?
I want to
So-
talk about Netflix though, specifically because Netflix used to have this badass application on the 360 that when the avatars got implemented, you could take your avatars and go into like a little theater, like Mystery Science
Yep.
Theater
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, and they'd sit there and watch it.
It was so fucking dope. And
It was really cool.
man, I miss silly little things like that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
that reminds me, I almost forgot to do the Discord server Q&A.
Look at me.
Oh yeah.
I asked our Discord server, what are some of your favorite parts of the Xbox 360? The games,
The
memories,
motherboard.
yeah, the front plate.
Yeah, well, the front plate does fuck. Sometimes I'd take the front plate off so I could feel like I was in Fallout. Like when I play Fallout, I wanted to immersion even more, so I looked like I had a ruined console.
Yeah.
They had
My-
those
my-
interchangeable ones that were pretty fucking cool. Like I
Oh yeah.
had a Halo 3 one that was pretty fucking sweet.
There was
until Slim came
there was
out.
the Madden one, the Madden 08 one, so you could have Vince Young on the front of
It's
your
just-
360.
It's just John Madden's face stretched
Yeah.
way too far vertically.
Absolutely.
Stretched
Beautiful.
horizontally, so like
Oh
when
my
it's
God.
laying down and it's wide
the si-
John.
He's the size of a
Wide
turducken.
John, dude. I hope that's a football move or maneuver or whatever. The wide John.
Yeah. Oh shit.
John,
Plays.
probably.
Plays is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there was the GTA one, the Viva Pinata one. Yeah,
Viva
there's some dope ass faceplates.
Yeah. Games, memories, online services or apps, accessories, etc. Saint Lemon comes in, and he comes in with the fucking huge boy one. He says, "Oh, easily it was the menu layout, so quick and snappy and colorful." We'll get to that for sure. The avatars were fun, and I spent a bunch of money on cosmetics. XBLA was the goat of gaming. Minecraft, Castle Crashers, Shoot Many Robots, The Impossible Game. The amount of indie titles I owned thanks to their servers.
I think it was services or servers or
That
something.
sounds right. Thanks to their services. Putting games on there for the cheap was why the 360 is my definitive console. It was my first online subscription, and I'm glad it was, because at the time the PS3 was being hacked, and no one could play online games thanks to the Lizard Squad. And so many people were hacked, but not me on my paid online subscription. Also, the keyboard for the controller slapped, and it just felt some comfortable to. Holy shit! It just felt some comfortable to hold and type on.
Yeah. Do you remember the little keyboard attachment you could put at the bottom of the 360 controller?
Fuck yeah, I do.
I always wanted one. I never got one though. But
Yeah, me neither. I was a poor kid. I rather bought Quantum Theory than or whatever shitty fucking AA game.
Or that racing game based on the Toyota Yaris.
Oh, that was free, wasn't it?
Yaris.
Yeah, I had that. That game was terrible.
Yeah,
Darkest of Days. Have you guys played that?
Shit, I have it.
What
here.
a blast from
Never
the
heard of that
past,
before.
isn't it? Holy shit! Well, you're gonna love this, Aaron.
Well, we don't have the cameras on, so you can't see. But behind me, I literally have like 3 shelves full of 360 games.
How about Small Arms? Did you guys play that?
No.
Small
was
Arms
like-
was pretty cool. That's
Small
another
Soldiers?
early one.
Yeah, it was like
No,
Xbox
why does
Smash
Small
Bros.
Soldiers always come up when I'm on this fucking? No, it never comes up anywhere else. But it's the 4th time that it's come up on with different other guests. It's not even just me and Aaron.
Because we have to do a commentary track on the movie.
We really do.
I think I need to. Yeah.
One of these Fridays, we're gonna get together and we're gonna watch Small Soldiers and just record a video and do commentary, and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
But yeah, I never played Small Arms. I never even seen this game before.
It's pretty cool. Just like Smash Bros, but with guns. Like the main character
Okay.
was like a cat that had like a Gatling gun, and then there was a pig who had like a sniper rifle, and then a ninja chick with like dual Uzis. Let's do the let's do this fucking Q&A first. God damn it.
There's a lot to talk about.
I know, dude. I'm so excited for this. A real Dave Jackson says my favorite part was when my 360 red ringed and I was halfway through Fallout New Vegas. Rip. I had the red ring once. I bought a new power supply. Good as new.
I red ringed 3 times. 3 different consoles.
Holy shit.
I had my 360. It red ringed twice because I was able to. I don't want to get too deep in the story, but like when it red ringed the first time, I didn't know about the whole like put it in a box and send it off to him. Like I wasn't, because I was a dumb kid, and my parents were kind of weary about sending shit away like that. So a friend of my sister's was like, "Oh, I'll just fix it for you," and I don't know what he did. He might have just done
Towel
like
trick.
either the towel trick or the fan mod or some shit. It lasted for like another good 4 months, and then it red ringed again.
It's probably the towel trick. Yeah.
It probably was.
I did the towel trick too as well, and then eventually I sent it off, and it was. I think I got different 360s each time, but they always replaced it for free for me. The first time mine red ringed, I was over at my cousin's house playing Rock Band 1, and we were trying to get the expert drums achievement for getting 5 stars and everything, and we were doing Run to the Hills, and we kept getting 4 stars, and I was like, holy shit, we can do it. Was this an achievement? I don't remember. Maybe it was simply beating it on expert, actually.
It might have been, though, yeah, because I remember Run to the Hills was like the big one for drums on the first Rock Band. It was Rock Band 1, right?
Yeah, Rock Band 1. And so, I'm getting it mixed up because Guitar Hero had the one for getting 5 stars on everything, but that would be ridiculous on Rock Band because it has each instrument.
I think they had the achievement for just getting through the Fire and the Flames on 3. Like just clearing the song, because a lot of people just would fail it instantly.
But yeah, we were doing runs on Run to the Hills trying to get through that damn song. And it red ringed really close to the end, like a run that looked like it was going to be good. And I was just heartbroken. because
Like it-
I was a poor kid.
Like it red ringed while you were playing the game.
Yeah, well, the game just turned the console just turned off, and I was like, "What?"
Okay,
And then I turned it back on, and it red ringed.
okay, because when it was during my I think I was playing Modern Warfare 2. Like I was playing it that night, and then I turned it off. Everything was fine, and then the next day when I went to turn it on, it red ringed on me. So it wasn't while I was playing the game, which was probably even worse. 'Cause I thought everything was fine.
Mine, I think, was just because I dropped the fucking gigantic brick of a power supply on my concrete floor.
Oh, I remember that brick.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the Discord right now, Thrak?
I am now. Yes.
Do you want to read the next one?
Sure. I'll let you know later.
yeah. Thrak was the next one.
I have a lot to say.
Wait, what? Can I read one?
Yeah,
What are you fucking talking about?
From Dave at Remember 64. He says, "Red Ring of Death." Also, I remember sending it to Microsoft, and I got the console back only 6 days later, which was great. But mostly the era of Halo 2, Left 4 Dead, and the Guitar Hero and Rock Band days. That shit owned that console for me.
Holy Lord!
It's weird he mentions Halo 2 instead of Halo 3, but
He
if I
probably
remember,
meant Halo 3.
but if I remember correctly, the 360 was backwards compatible, but you needed like the disc to install the software, like the emulator on it.
Hmm?
But
Really, I thought it just worked off the rip.
I mean, maybe because I got when I got my 360 it was like 06, so it was very early, and I got like the disc, which I put in the disc and it like installed the emulator or whatever. But Halo 1 and 2 worked just fine regardless of it. So I could be wrong on that.
I don't know.
That's what I remember at the time, because I was doing backwards compatible OG Xbox, because I never owned an OG Xbox. I still have never owned one. So
I wasn't doing much of that back then.
Yeah.
I was the kind of kid that when he got a new console, he sold everything. So.
Yeah. I was a hoarder even back then.
Okay, so Bill from the Gaming and Collecting podcast says, getting one for $20 in 2014 after I stopped caring about it just to play a handful of JRPGs. Well, I mean, that's a good reason, because the 360 had a bunch of banger exclusive JRPGs. They were trying.
It's such a Bill answer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it did have.
I don't know if you ever played Fable. Bill, let us know. Did you play Fable?
Yeah, please, Bill, mail it in.
I'm kind of curious. Yeah, because I'm actually planning to play Fable 1 pretty soon, actually.
Fable 1's good.
Well, the first time I tried it, I hated it, but I think I know what I'm getting in for this time, so I'm like, let me try it again. Because I didn't get very far.
I loved Fable back in the day.
Yeah. I want to see what the big deal is, so.
Judge Brad Rip, he says, man, you all just reminded me of the Xbox arcade days. The idea of paying a few bucks to download a video game was so novel back then. I remember when Happy Wars released and was the first free-to-play game on 360. My roommate and I were so confused how a game could just be free. That was a pretty fucking banging game despite being free back in the day.
I think my first free-to-play game was, I can't remember, was Gotham City Imposters free-to-play?
I'm pretty sure,
so.
yeah. Let me
Okay. It might have been, because I remember like downloading that game and like was playing it no problem.
I think you could play a demo that had like one level on it, because there was a game called Phantasy Star Universe that you could play like the first 15 levels. It was an MMO. Plays like the first 15 levels for free, but then you can just infinitely play. Like you just never leveled up past 15, and you couldn't do all the extra shit. So
yeah,
but like
then it might have been the demo, because I think the demo was online because it was an online only shooter.
Yeah, there was online demos, just like
Oh yeah, it was great.
Distorted Rules, he says, there are so many things. The late night Call of Duty games with you and Davino being me and my brother Devin. The memories, the feature where you could watch Netflix with friends like a movie theater using your avatar, customizing the avatar, and Halo Reach. Yeah.
Halo Reach.
Still haven't played it.
Who wants to read? Who wants to read the last one from Nomad?
I think it's my turn, right?
All right, now if you
wait, who read the last one?
I
lost track.
There's one from Nomad, the Retro Wildlands. He has the little router thing.
All right, my favorite. I love that thing. My favorite Xbox 360 memory was buying and installing a Wi-Fi adapter. Being able to connect to Xbox Live using a little rectangle with 2 antennas was mind-blowing to me, and I felt like I had made it as a human being. No more cords, only excellence. I had the original one that
Wi-Fi
was white.
emoji. Yeah, and it had the one antenna.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
that one, the second one came out was the super duper Wi-Fi router,
Yeah.
and it came out whenever the Elite, the
Slim?
Elite Xbox,
Like the black one.
No, not the black original Xbox.
Yeah,
not
because the
Slim one.
S, had the
yeah,
Wi-Fi
yeah.
built into it.
Yeah.
Which actually, a 360S is the 360 I have now. Because funnily enough, I got it from a friend of mine who he's always been a PlayStation guy, but he bought a 360 just to play Bully, the Scholarship Edition.
Mhm.
And he played through that, and then one day I mentioned or was talking like Xbox with him, and he's like, "Do you just want my 360?" Because it was just sitting in his closet. I was like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah.
So I have it, but I remember I had to like clean it because that thing was dirty as fuck. And then like the weird sensor,
too.
like the power eject sensor, was like fucked up. It was like going off randomly when I was trying to play games
because it's heat sensitive.
Yeah, so at first when I took it apart, I was just like, "Oh, I'll just disconnect it because I can do all that shit with the controller." But then I got Forza Motorsport 3, and that had the second disc to install the content, right? But you couldn't do it without the sensor eject stuff. So I was like, "Okay, let me see if I can actually fix this." So I looked at the sensor and it looked kind of dirty. So I just like took some the magic isopropyl alcohol and just like cleaned the little sensor, and it's been fine ever since.
Nice. Thank you,
Yeah.
isopropyl alcohol.
I felt like a fucking savant doing that shit. And I got the extra content in Motorsport 3, and then I played it for like an hour and a half, and I have never played it since.
I had a piece
Ballin'.
of shit cat back in the day, and
We all did.
he learned that if he went up and like put his face up to the Xbox, that I would interact with him, like pay attention to him. So, and that is the most prized possession of his, is my attention. And so he would do that like repeatedly, and it would very often like turn my Xbox off and like make me leave Battlefield 3 lobbies and shit, and that would make me lose my goddamn mind because Battlefield was life.
Yeah.
Little asshole.
Yeah, this really was the era of the online multiplayer shooter, particularly first-person shooter.
I remember kicking off. Like I put a lot of emphasis on off because like everybody back in the day, I mean, the original Modern Warfare was good, but it really fucking kicked off with Modern Warfare 2. Like that's what everybody was fucking playing after like school and shit back in the day. It'd be like, "You're gonna hop on Modern Warfare?" Like, you fucking know it, and all the goofy builds you could make with that fucking game.
Oh yeah. COD 4 was 07, and I was in middle school, so prime. Even though it was an M-rated game, we were the prime demographic for this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it took off, and then Modern Warfare 2 was even bigger. Good times. I was a filthy noob tuber back then, and because it's always so funny to think about Modern Warfare 2 now, like how at the start of games people would just take their knives and just chuck them in the air and just pray to God that it would hit somebody.
Yeah.
Or I would walk around with a grenade launcher, and then I would get called racial slurs for using a grenade launcher.
Classic.
Oh, different times. It was just fucking crazy shit. But the online shooters that I played that sucked me in to the nth degree were the Rainbow Six Vegas games. I loved those. Were so fucking good. In fact, a memory of mine is I was at Best Buy, and my mom was like, "You can get one game, right?" And I had in my hand Call of Duty 3 and Rainbow Six Vegas 1, and I was like, "Which one do I pick?" Because Call of Duty 3 was kind of like the weird Treyarch one, where it was like the last World War II one for a while, and it was good, but it wasn't great, right? But Vegas intrigued me with, the aesthetic of the game and doing like the third-person cover system, which I'm surprised more games didn't do, because I thought it was going to take off, and it really didn't.
Mm.
It took off in third-person shooters, but not really first-person shooters. But yeah, like Vegas 1 hooked me. I remember just like that was my game. Like it literally like ruined my school scores and everything. It was like I was a straight A student before Xbox Live, and then, and then my grades died and they never recovered. Well, they got better, but I never became a straight A student again. But whatever. And then when Vegas 2 came out, it was so great. Like it was the only time I had a group of online friends that I met through playing an online game, and then we stuck
Yeah.
with it for a long time. But then when my
Yeah.
360 died completely, I had no contact with these people, so we just lost touch. But when I got my Xbox One, eventually my Series, I recovered my old 360 profile, and they were still there in my friends list. And I'm like, man, what are these people doing these days? Like, what happened to these guys?
My game that I played the most of online, because I think it would have to be for sure Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah,
Me and then Distorted Rules, who was just in the server. His real name is Jared. My brother Devin and we played Halo Reach a lot, but like my main game for sure was Left 4 Dead 2. So like in between matches of Halo and whatever the fuck else we were playing, I would just go play some Left 4 Dead 2. And I would just talk to some of the weirdest fucking random people. Like there was these two dudes. One dude's gamer tag was like Gloober or something. I forget everything about him except for his gamer tag. Then there's some other dude who had like a Boston accent almost, and he would always just talk about how
yeah.
much he loved Gloober. He's like, I really love you, Gloober. Let's go take on these zombies, Gloober. And then it was like the weird cartoons where it was like yeah, you got it, boss. And then there's just like the mob boss kind of, I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
Left 4 Dead kind of had a story, right?
a little
Like,
bit.
kind of?
Yeah,
I,
I mean, the first one was kind of just the stories were contained inside each episode. The second one was the one that strung them all together into like a cohesive narrative. Like the
Okay.
ending of the first episode would be the beginning of the second episode and stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Left 4 Dead was like, I played both of them, but it was like I would either play them at like friends' houses, or I remember for a while, me and a couple buddies of mine, we used to go to like this one internet cafe, and we would just play Left 4 Dead there like all night, you know? So that was like, but I never really played it on my Xbox, you know?
It was, I don't know if they ever had DLC for the first game, but I know for the second game they put out like 3 or 4 DLC maps, and they
Yeah.
also made the characters from the first game available because they actually bridged together the first and second game a little bit. And fuck, there was so much cool shit they added with the second game. Like I remember the big commercial for when they were advertising the second game. They had that one, I don't I think they had that one big clutch song, where it was like bang 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 bang. I don't remember I don't remember anything else about that song, but I remember there being a clutch song on it, and they were smacking zombies with like frying pans and shit.
Guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guitars, that's right. Boom,
Well,
ping.
speaking of racial slurs, the I was thinking about when I would play online on Xbox Live. My accent was a lot more southern because I'm like from Oklahoma, so like my accent has definitely kind of like become a homunculus of tons of different accents because I'm also an insomniac, so I'd be playing with like Australian people, some Aussies. I've been playing with
Oh,
some
yeah.
British people. I've been playing with all kinds of people, and but everyone would make fun of my southern accent because I would say things like YouTube or towel. Like I would be like, oh, give me a towel. I just spilt my beer, and like they'd make fun of me, and so I learned how to like make a neutral kind of American accent with just like itnits and stuff like that sprinkled in there, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Like kind of like a Midwestern, like Ohio accent, where it's like there's not really much there, you know?
Yeah. It comes out every
What
now and then, especially when I start getting mad. When I start getting mad, I'll slip into some southern a little bit, and then it'll get sketchy. It's like, what's this guy gonna say next? But
what US state do you think has the most like neutral accent?
I think it's Ohio, because if I remember correctly, I read something about whenever, say, like somebody's trying to become like a news reporter and they have like a thick Southern accent, they send them to Cincinnati to like de-accent them, essentially.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that like
What
Cincinnati's considered the most neutral sort of American accent, I guess.
I guess that makes sense because I mean, there's fucking nothing in Iowa. So if you send anybody to Iowa, they'll be like that meme of John Travolta where he's just like looking around, like, what the fuck? Like, there's fucking nothing here.
yeah, it's like Tutorial Island in RuneScape.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. Uh, holy shit. Yeah, multiplayer games though. Did what the fuck is the name of it? Did anybody play the mercenaries mode in Resident Evil 5 at all? I played the shit out of that online back in the day.
I didn't. I never played Resident Evil 5 until I did the episode of it with Chris on a novel console. And
I thought,
cross promotion, and we did Mercenaries a little bit because he's like, "Come on, let's do it," and I'm like, "I didn't want to do it," but he's like, "Let's do it." I'm like, "Okay," so we did it for a little bit, and it was fine. But I've never been a fan of the Mercenaries mode in general.
I've been kind of I don't know. It wasn't Call of Duty Zombies, which I was like pretty big into at around that time.
Yeah,
And
Zombies was big.
also like I was back then I was a lot more stubborn. I was a child, so I mean it makes more sense. But
Yeah.
I really love Resident Evil 2. And I played Resident Evil 4 and I was like, this is cool. But when I got to the castle, I was like, okay, well, that interesting part, the only thing I liked about this game is behind me now. So I don't want to play this game anymore. And so I never went on. And so when I got to Resident Evil 5, and I was like, oh, it's just like Resident Evil 4, but completely uninteresting altogether. So I just always had like this hatred for Resident Evil 5 for the longest time. And even to this day, that colors my perspective of the game a little bit. But that's mostly because Resident Evil 6 gets a lot of shit, even though it's Resident Evil 5, but better in every way. So I don't know why everyone loves 5 but hates 6. It's confusing to me.
I wouldn't say I love 5, but 5 is perfectly fine. But I remember 6
is perfectly fine too. It's fun. It's so fun.
It's funny.
Funny enough with RE6, I remember I bought it from GameStop for like $5, and then I played it for 2 hours, and then returned it the same day because I was like, I can't fucking stand this shit. I hated it that much. Though I thought about trying it again because I know somebody who like she just plays RE6. Like she's put so many hours into that game that she's like, if you want to carry, she's like, if you want me to carry you, I'll do it. Just so you have the experience.
I'm telling you, I had that same experience. When Resident Evil 6 came out, I was playing with this chick, and she just wanted to play it was a girl that I'd play Rock Band with, but she wanted to play Resident Evil 6, and I was like, all right, I'll play Resident Evil 6, I guess. And we beat the campaign like 6 times in like 4 months. Like, she just wanted to play that game over and over again. And I was like, all right, I loved this game the first time through, but man, you're a little insane. Like, we had all the unlocks. We're just running through with rocket launchers and shit. I'm like, all right, well, this is cool.
That's just how some people are with Resident Evil. Like, when RE4 Remake came out, like, I heard so many people saying, oh, I'm on, like, my 5th run of the game. And I'm like, I beat it once, and I was fine.
You should definitely beat it a second time with infinite
ammo.
I will. Because
I probably will. Because RE4 is one of my favorite games of all time, and the remake was so fucking good. I'll probably do a second run at some point when I get some free time.
That's how I was with 8. Like, 8 was really fucking good, and then I beat it, and then I was like, eh. And then a couple of my friends were like, dude, I'm on my 3rd run of 8. Yeah. Like, I just unlocked all this other cool shit, and it's like, well...
That's the thing. I agree with 8 as well.
I still need to play 7 and 8. I haven't played
8 you need to replay. For sure. Again, with infinite ammo, it's fucking great. 7 fucking sucks for that. 7 is like one of the worst replay value games because it is such a slog. It's it's a horror house. It's absolutely one and done. It is just a horror house. And it's emphasized even harder in Resident Evil 8 because there is one small chapter that is it's kind of like Resident Evil 7, how that was. It's like a little haunted house. And every time you replay the game and you get to that horror section, it is like, oh, God. Because the first time you play it, it's the best part of the game. And you're like, it's the most memorable part of the game. But then you play it on subsequent playthroughs and they take your guns away. So you're playing Outlast now. And you're like, oh, I don't want to play Outlast. I want to shoot people with my infinite grenade launcher. Like, I want to blow people's fucking brains off. What are you doing?
Let's reel it back to 360.
You can do that in Resident Evil 5 and 6 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we connected them. But yeah, the 360, man, so many games.
Fuck, one of the best games I think I ever played on the 360, the original BioShock. That was so fucking new and so fucking good. Like, it reminded me a little bit of like Half-Life and a little bit of like boomer shooters to an extent, but the cool like plasmid powers and the almost survival horror kind of vibe to it was also really good.
I never played BioShock back in the day. I remember when I was collecting 360 games back then, I had the weird compilation of BioShock and Oblivion.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
I remember
Which
that,
is
yeah.
such a weird 2-pack. And I played a little bit of both and liked them, but I like kind of resisted BioShock for a while because like I'm sure you guys have like known somebody who was like so obsessed with a particular game it kind of like pushed you away from ever
Yep.
wanting to try it. I had that guy with like BioShock. Like he read like the book and was super into the lore and everything and was just like just lore dumping on me, and I'm just like, I have no context for this, so it doesn't mean anything to me, right? But then a while ago I was like, let me try this again. I think I tried it on Switch and really enjoyed it, but I have them all on my Xbox now. So I want to play through them, all 3 of them. So I want to play through them proper. And I wish somebody back then had just told me, because I was a huge Orange Box stan. I still am. The Orange Box is one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. And somebody just told me, like, hey, if you really like Half-Life 2, just play BioShock. You know, if somebody had told me that, I would have played them. But I didn't get that information until years later.
That's kind of like my ex. She was super obsessed with BioShock, and she's one of those, like, I don't want to be like stereotypical girl gamer, but she was a stereotypical girl gamer. She only played Pokemon and Animal Crossing and Zelda.
And BioShock.
Well, no, that was the thing, is that she's like, I love Kingdom Hearts. And I'm like, okay, have you played anything in the past 10 years? And she's like, no. I was like, all right, well, I bought her a 360. I bought her a 360.
Kingdom Hearts was relevant then.
This was not Kingdom Hearts 2. Was like it is
2005. It was 2005, man.
So I'm talking about at like 2011, 2012, okay. Like it doesn't matter. So I bought her an Xbox 360. This is about the time. It was about the time that the Xbox One was coming out. Okay. So I was going to get an Xbox One, but I bought her a 360 and I bought her 5 games. I bought her like Catherine. I bought her like
Catherine.
All these games that I thought she was going to love because she's super into anime. So I was like, Catherine's perfect for her because RPGs are too complicated. And then I was like, BioShock, Dragon Age Origins, which was the RPG actually. And then like I got her 2 other games. It doesn't fucking matter because the only game she played was BioShock. And she beat it like 8 times. And I could never get her to play anything fucking else. Shit. And whenever I got an Xbox One, I bought the BioShock collection, and then she played it like 5 or 6 more times there. And then we bought a Switch, and she bought it there, and then she played it like 5 or 6 times. Like every time she'd be on her Switch, I'd be like, oh man, I wonder if she's playing those fucking 3 games that I bought her. And no, I'd hear, welcome to the Circus of Values. And I'm just like, you're fucking playing BioShock again?
The Circus of Values.
I mean, for some people,
Thank you.
For some people, they just grab a game and they just hook onto it, you know?
I mean, I'm glad I read it. Like, I read it. Like, she's going to love BioShock. Yeah. I'm pretty good at that. But
she played the other 2?
No, she played none of them. She played BioShock 2. She played BioShock 2, like, once. And she was like, this kind of sucks. And I'm like, I agree. Play Infinite. And she played Infinite a little bit. And she's like, this is kind of racist. And I'm like, they're making a point. And she's like, no, I don't like it. And I'm like, you've got to play the game. And she's like, no, I'm going back to 1. This one's cool and comfy.
Like, I don't fully know the story of Infinite, but if I remember correctly, it's like when they do that stuff, everyone's like, stick with it. Because at the end, they try to like make a point about it.
This is one of the most quotable things that I've ever said on my podcast. Is that I love racism in video games.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Just because it's such a compelling way to tell a narrative and immediately give you like a bad guy. You know what I mean? Not that I love the act of racism, but I love... like, when you play Baldur's Gate, I picked a drow. I don't know shit about D&D, but I picked a drow. Totally oblivious of the connotations of that. And because I just was like, oh, cool, dark elf, that's neat. And now everyone is racist to me at every point. And I'm just like, well, now I have to fight through adversity because I'm a bard, which is apparently not a drow thing to do. So I'm like trying to be a happy-go-lucky Star-Lord-esque character. But everyone thinks that I'm going to murder the whole druid conclave. And it's really interesting and cool that they wrote all of this stuff in there. And I always have to justify myself and like be like, no, I'm not evil. And I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not one of those red eyes. I'm like, man, I wonder what that means. But I said it.
You're like, I'm one of the token ones.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh, God.
Do you guys remember the Blades dashboard for the 360?
Oh, It was the best. It was
Yeah,
so
it was
good because I got my 360 like I think it was like holiday 2006, so it was out for about a year. And and that Blades dashboard was so cool. I remember like booting it up, and you get that was that metallic ball that like they had like the green X like dip into it or whatever, and it was so fucking cool. And then I would just sit and just stare at the Blades dashboard and just like go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh, you know. And it blew my mind that there was like an open disc tray button, and I pushed it and the tray opened.
Yeah.
That blew my fucking brain away. It was so good. You know, I spent as much time doing that as I did playing the one game I got for it, which was, if I remember correctly, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Dude, my fucking 360 came out, or my 360 came with. It was like it was one of those dumb like 2 games in one box thing, and it was Kung Fu Panda with Lego Indiana Jones.
You got like the kids bundle.
I immediately sold them.
I had that
and got Dead Rising and.
I mean, Lego Indy's not bad. Lego Indy's not bad.
Hey, Kung Fu Panda ain't that bad either. I got all the achievements in it.
I never played. I didn't play that one. Dude. I think I watched that movie one time.
It's just a platformer. It's just like Spyro the Dragon. That's like literally what the game is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll hunt it down and get all the achievements just for you.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
You could do that in your sleep with COVID.
It's so weird.
Then let me go get COVID first to prove it.
It's so weird to go back and look at all the different dashboards that the 360 went through. Because there was like, it was the
new Xbox experience.
Yeah, then they did the one that was like based around the avatars, which was fucking weird. And it was like the squares that like went into the background, I think.
Yeah.
And then the one they have now, if you get a 360 now, I don't like it at all. It's like cluttered and
it's
you can't even see the background.
It's trying to be like Windows 8, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Windows screen, which is kind of how it tried to like link it up with the Xbox One as well. But I think whenever you do the emulation on Xbox backwards compatibility, I'm pretty sure it does the Blades, or maybe it does the one after the Blades. I can't remember, but it definitely doesn't do the latest one, the one that you would get for a most recent 360.
Well, I think when you boot up a 360 game on the Series X, you get the I think it was the second 360 splash screen, and then it just goes right into the game.
Yeah, but like you can hit the start and select, but where the fuck they're called now? Like the start and select button together, and that opens up.
One of them's called Menu, the one with the 3 lines, and the one with the 2 squares is called View.
I just say box within a box and cheeseburger button.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger button.
Those are better names, but the official names are Menu and View. Ugh.
Disgusting.
Yes.
Well, it's just like fucking PlayStation has the start, and then it's share, and then the select is pushing the fucking
options.
Stupid button or whatever it is. Yeah, there's a share button somewhere.
Options. Yeah, at least the 360 controller says start and back, and I'm like, I can live with those two. I miss start. I miss the start button.
Start and then the other way.
I miss. Oh my god! There was this really weird period in time. I was working a job as like a dishwasher at a restaurant, and on my 360, I was really obsessed with some Naruto Ultimate Ninja game. So I'd be playing that like all the time, trying to unlock every character, and I would also have my Zune connected to my 360.
Oh, Zune!
And I would just play my music from my Zune like through my TV while I was playing Naruto, and it was the coolest fucking shit ever.
That's the most like late 2000s thing I've ever heard.
Dude, it was so good. Zunes, hey listeners, Zunes rule. Don't fucking shit on them.
Zunes were great. Zunes were kind of dope. Yeah, because that same friend of mine who was obsessed with BioShock, he had a Zune, and I remember just like looking at it and being like, this is like really like nice, you know? Like the design, like the UI on it was really cool, and it just they weren't as readily available as like iPods, but I never had a Zune.
And the fucking software made it so easy to just drag and drop music from anywhere into your library and then put it onto your Zune. Whereas like iTunes,
because you had to sync your library every fucking time, even if you just added one song, and it was a pain in the ass.
And I don't know about all. I'm not. It's all too rich for my blood. But I remember that the iPods were very like curved, like soft, and then the
Yeah.
Zunes were angular and manly. And that's what I thought about that. I was like,
Yeah.
these fucking Tonka toy iPods.
Kinda.
I want the manly Zune that I could hurt
The
someone
scroll
with
wheel.
if I get
Yeah.
threatened in an alleyway in my
Yeah, 'cause
tiny town.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Zune, like the user interface or whatever, like the operating system, like at the menus and shit, it looks modern, like by today's standards. You know, it was kind of ahead of
I
its
see
time.
that. Do you,
Yeah.
did either of you guys ever have any experience with a Windows phone?
No,
I wanted one really bad because it had games with achievement integration in it, and I was like, "Oh,
That's-
gamer score."
which
That's-
that's another thing to talk about with the 360 was achievements, gamer score.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was that changed everything, man. know?
Especially for Nave over here with his like million gamer score or whatever.
Not a million. I think I got 600K.
I crossed 50K like a week and a half ago.
I think I got 50K in October of last year, just in that 1 month.
Yeah.
I remember my first time ever seeing an achievement. My friend Brandon, bless his little heart, back in the day, his dad got him a 360 and Gears of War. Or
Oh yeah.
no, I think it was Gears of War. He was playing through that, and he unlocked an achievement for doing something, and it popped up on the screen. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" He was like, "Oh, it's an achievement. You get it from doing little things. Like I got this from doing this." And I was like, "So what do you do with the gamer score?" He's like, "You don't do anything." I was like,
It's bragging rights.
You look
Yeah.
at it.
I was like, "Can you buy things with it?" He's like, "No, it's a score." I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks." And then I started getting into achievement hunting for a little bit, and then I stopped, and now I'm sitting at like I think 160K. I think.
I was never an achievement hunter. Even like scrolling back to like the old days, you know, like looking at my old achievement list, it's like most of them are like I'm getting like 20-30% the achievements at most. Like the Rainbow Six Vegas games, like Vegas 2, I'm only missing 4 achievements, but they're all online based. And I think the servers
Oh.
are down. Yeah, because otherwise I would be roping people in, be like, let me get these last 4, please. But because weirdly enough, in those achievements, it says you need at least 6 players present.
Yep.
So just fucked up.
Speaking of online, did you guys ever play that one game? I think it was called like 1 versus 100.
Yeah, I was
I
going to
loved
bring
it.
that up. That game was so fucking cool.
That was like the weirdest fucking thing ever, but it was like I don't think we'll ever have that kind of thing ever again.
Well, because
like
it was a
you
real
against-
game show
Yeah,
as
like,
well. Yeah, it
you
was starring,
against actual
hosted by Bob
people.
Saget, our boy,
Our boy Bob Saget.
R.I.P.
Miss him every single day.
Yeah,
Rip Bob.
and apparently Xbox was trying to bring 1 versus 100 back, like recently, like do a new version of it, but I guess it fell through.
Oh, man, that was so fucking cool.
It was. I have the DS version of that game.
What the fuck? There's a
It's
DS
not
version.
It's not bad for what it is, and they got Bob's likeness and everything. So
Man, and there was a bunch of little like small dumb things that Xbox was doing, like Doritos Crash Course.
Doritos Crash Course. I think those are
Uh,
free on like the Xbox store nowadays.
Yeah. I got every achievement for the first one.
Proud of you.
There was a couple other like weird games like that too. Oh, I can't think of their names. What was the first? What was the first like full, like AAA game that you bought, like digital, like the full digital game you bought?
Fuck, I don't know. Because I didn't buy that many games on Xbox Live Arcade because I couldn't convince my parents to give me money for Microsoft points.
Yeah. Oh,
You know, it
Microsoft
wasn't-
Points.
It wasn't till like, yeah, because it was also like Wii points and shit. I remember at the end I was able to get like Wolfenstein 3D, Doom. I got Mega Man 9. I was able to download those, but I don't think I downloaded anything like huge as far as that went. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah.
during the 360 days, because it was still a very new thing, at least in the console space, downloading
Yep.
games like that, you know? And I think most of us, our internet connections weren't really that good, you know? Because even before I had the wireless adapter, you know, I convinced my parents to let me hook up an Ethernet cable to the router, and I had this long ass fucking cord going like all the way around the room. But yeah, like I didn't really download games that much back then. I downloaded demos like crazy. Like I played so many demos because they were free, but
I think the very first like full AAA game I ever bought digital was Burnout Revenge, and I think it was on sale for like $30 or something.
Yeah.
The Xbox Live Arcade was super fucking cool too, getting all those little indie games and like those ports of different arcade games and games from past generations on there. That was really fucking cool. Like Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah, I played a lot of Smash TV.
Back
in the day. Yeah, that game was cool. I played Streets of Rage 2 because Sega had like a huge porting so many fucking games to Xbox Live Arcade, like all the classic stuffs, and as well as Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which is one of the better Sega compilations at the time as well. Aegis Wing, if you remember that game.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
That game's pretty dope. An Xbox Live Arcade game that I didn't discover until the Xbox One days for me was a game called Switchball. Did you ever hear of Switchball?
No.
It's a game where you play as this like just a metal ball, and you're just controlling them, solving these like 3D puzzles.
Ooh, that's
like
cool.
It's super fucking cool.
Sounds like Marble Blast Ultra.
It kind of is, yeah. But I liked it a little bit more than that. So it was great. I love the shit out of it.
Did you ever play Geometry Wars on?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, God.
That was one of the best ones ever.
I still play it once in a while now. That game was so much fun.
It's just so fucking good. What else is there? I played Toe Jam and Earl quite a bit on the Xbox Live Arcade. I think I discovered Metal Slug on there.
Yeah, they had Metal Slug. There's like Trials HD,
Trials
Man.
HD, dude.
The Splosion Man games were great.
Oh my god.
That's crazy you bring up Splosion Man, because just like the other day someone was talking to me about buying a ukulele, and every time I think of the ukulele I think of the music that plays in Splosion Man, the Donuts Go Nuts song. You know the song I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Let's go nuts, dude.
Donuts, I go nuts for donuts. That song.
Yeah.
I just Google that shit. Dude. That was a perfect rendition of it. Listener, go Google it. Go compare.
Oh, I think the big Xbox Live Arcade game was Braid, wasn't it?
Yeah, Braid. Oh,
Limbo. I think Limbo was probably bigger.
And then
Limbo was
Bastion,
fucking love Limbo.
Fucking
Bastion
Fez,
was huge too.
Super
Bastion,
Meat Boy. Castle Crashers.
Super Meat Boy was big. Like
Super
in my
Meat Boy
group of
was
friends,
so fucking good.
We loved the shit out of that game. It was.
I definitely
so good.
broke a controller over Super Meat Boy.
I could see that. Yeah.
Oh, and the game will never, ever be able to buy ever again. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, RIP.
Yeah. Oh, when they ported that was a big fucking deal.
I really fucking wish I'd known about that back in the day and bought it. Fuck. I guess thank God for emulation, though.
the right way to go.
How about we take an ad break? You want to take an ad break?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll be right back. This episode was brought to you today by our wonderful and ever so gracious patrons. A Novel Console, Jared, Jameson, Adam, and Trey. Your continued support means fucking everything to me, and I don't know how to thank you enough. I can't thank you enough, honestly. It's just so awesome that of all the podcasts out there, you would support SuperPod Saga, and I really, really appreciate it. So much so I can't put it into words, but all of you are stand-up, handsome fellas, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Who's the boy that can laugh at a storm cloud, turn a frown into a smile for free? Who's the kid with a heart full of magic? Everyone knows it's
Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
If you're a fan of coffee and you're looking for something different, I think we've got just the thing for you. That's Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is not your usual coffee company. Of course, it's all sugar-free, gluten-free, all that stuff, because it's just coffee, nothing added to it. But they roast each batch of coffee beans to your order, and they've got just a bazillion different flavors to choose from. They've got your usual French vanilla, salted caramel, they've got Irish cream, of course they've got decaf, single origin coffees like Kenya, Guatemala, stuff like that, even what they call high voltage, which is extra strength, extra caffeine. But they have all sorts of other awesome kind of out of the box flavors. They've got ones like cotton candy, maple bacon, and even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And they're always coming up with new crossover flavors, like they've done a bunch for Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, even Spider-Man, of all things. And they're also coming up with new seasonal flavors all the time. If this sounds right up your alley, feel free to use the link in our episode description and use coupon code SuperPod Saga at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's SuperPod Saga at checkout to get 20% off your order. And if you're not just in the market for coffee, you can also get some sweet mugs. They've got lots of cool shirts. They've got all sorts of different brewing equipment like French presses, stuff like that. Just head on over to bonescoffee.com, or again, use the link in our episode description and get 20% off. Get yourself a new interesting flavor and spice up your morning routine with Bones Coffee. I really hope you enjoy. I'm a really big fan of it, and I hope you find one that really hooks you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one.
Who's the boy with eyes for wonder? Thinks being yourself is the best thing to be. Who's that rascal with the tweezers in his pocket? Everyone knows it.
It's really important to stay hydrated. They say to drink 8 to 10 cups of water per day to stay properly hydrated, but sometimes that can be difficult to do and completely inconvenient, and most of us don't feel like carrying a gallon of water with us at all times. That's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning, before a workout, when you feel run down, after a long night out, or on long flights. Man, in Iowa, the summers can be brutal. 90 degrees and tons of humidity, and that just saps the energy and water right out of your system within just a few minutes. Luckily, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's very important to replace those electrolytes, you know? And I just love how quick and easy it is to use Liquid IV. You just get 1 packet and a bottle of water, and you just pour that packet into the bottle of water, shake the heck out of it, and bam, you are good to go. Since using Liquid IV, I've felt way more alert, active, and just plain better versus drinking water alone. My favorite flavors to go to are the Yuzu Pineapple Energy Multiplier and the Tropical Punch Hydration Multiplier. I can't get enough of those ones. And what makes them even better is, like I mentioned earlier, they're packed with 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. And again, 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. And they're non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy, which is just great. So you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SuperPodSaga at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SuperPodSaga, SuperPodSaga at liquidiv.com. You have a great one, superstars.
Jumping in puddles, skipping down the hallway. Pat goes to the petting zoo, he loves John Holloway. Who's that tyke with the cutest little dimples, batting his eyes at every puppy he sees? If you look inside yourself, you might be surprised when you find a little boy named...
Pick number 1 or number 2.
Number 2.
Always 2.
Always 2. Fuck, I don't know how to start this. Hey, brushing your teeth, right? How often would you guys say you brush your teeth?
Never. I'm a gamer. That's too much time investment.
That's time taken away from getting achievements, okay?
That's true. Well, now you're gonna want to brush your teeth even more with new gourmet toothpaste from Crest or whoever. Gourmet toothpaste. It's got all the flavors of all the things you love, like 3-course fondue meal. No, fondue is not a fucking 3-course meal. It's just cheese on things. Like fondue. It's got a fondue. We got fondue flavored toothpaste.
Just a tube of cheese.
Hors d'oeuvre flavor.
Basically, yeah. Order. Just
Bugles.
Oh, that nothing's more gourmet than Bugles.
That's true. Just a whole fucking yellow onion. Just a whole yellow, and you can mix and match flavors to make like the ultimate, I guess, concoction. Like if you wanted to make a Thanksgiving dinner flavor of toothpaste, you can mix like turkey with like mashed potatoes and like stuffing. I guess there's a stuffing flavor. You could there's a peanut butter flavor, so you mix peanut butter and like grape, just like those fucking stupid Jelly Belly jelly beans, where they have dumb fucking flavors like that. Thrak, help me out. What flavors do you like?
Well, Thrak, tell them about, since we're on the gaming podcast, tell them about the Xbox achievement integration with the Microsoft collaboration.
Yes. Microsoft has decided to collaborate with Gourmet from Colgate, where now you can get a Halo. If you've ever wanted to taste Master Chief while you're cleaning your teeth, now Xbox has allowed you to do this. You can finally get the whole Master Queef in your mouth while cleaning your mouth at the same time. You know, it's vegan, it's gluten-free, and it may potentially lessen your carbon footprint.
You download the Gourmet toothpaste app on your phone, and then hook your phone up to the Wi-Fi, and there's a tracker, there's a sensor inside of the toothpaste. So as you squeeze the toothpaste out, you get achievements unlocked for each percentage of 25%.
Achievement unlocked. Just a squirt.
And it gives you Microsoft points that you can add to your Microsoft point total to redeem for, say, Xbox gift cards, a month of Game Pass, or whatever random.
Or a
shit
Halo
they're having.
Infinite skin color for your Spartan that is
There
the
you
color
go.
of Bugles.
Absolutely, yes. Master Bugle.
Bugles.
Yes. Join the Bugle call today.
I do want to add a disclaimer though. You can, even though it does taste great, gourmet toothpaste does taste fucking great. You cannot eat it. It is still chock full of fluoride. It can kill you. Do not eat it, but it tastes great.
Which is why each squirt of this toothpaste is filled to the brim with cinnamon. So the moment you decide to try and swallow it, it coagulates in your throat and you choke and die. So you cannot swallow this. We can't be liable for people dying from fluoride poisoning. The cinnamon industry, though, they don't give a shit. They've had bad PR for a while. They need
they can take a hit.
Any money, any publicity they can get.
Yes.
Nave, what's your favorite flavor combination of gourmet toothpaste?
I really like to get the Master Chief Sweat and kind of mix it in with the fondue to really get that cheesy taste. For whenever I go to McDonald's and get my McGriddles and stuff, it kind of adds to that flavor. You know, whenever you eat breakfast, that's the worst part, is you have the toothpaste breath. But if you have sweaty, cheesy, it's like you've been working, gaming all day without brushing your teeth like a normal gamer anyways. If you just have that taste in your mouth right away, you can eat that McGriddle immediately while it's steaming hot.
That's good. Yeah, perfect. What about you, Thrak? What's your favorite?
I like the combination of locust horde meat and burnt rubber from Forza Horizon. It surprisingly works well.
I'm a big fan of the Blue Dragon blueberry, and I like to mix it in with.
That's a good one.
I'm trying to think of like a really obscure 360 exclusive. Small Arms, the Small Arms, strawberry, bologna.
A Kingdom of Keflings.
Oh God, fucking damn it, Kingdom of Keflings. Oh boy, this just in. I'm getting this just in. They're also collaborating with various other food manufacturers. We've got an Arby's roast beef sandwich flavor.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, we've got Yoo-hoo. There's
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh God,
really masks the cinnamon death trap as well. Like you just don't see it coming.
It all comes around.
I love the idea. of
5 gum. There's a 5 gum flavor.
Jesus.
Which flavor? I don't know. All of them.
You'll find out.
That's right. Mystery flavor Airheads. Fucking Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Toblerone.
Toblerone, dude. Oh my god.
Hot roast from KFC.
But the pot roast that's been sitting out for like a day.
Pot pie, I meant. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's still been sitting out for like a day.
Yeah, with every
Microwave burritos that you get from 7-Eleven.
Hey, those slap.
Ooh,
Those do
Nice.
slap. They're pretty good.
fucking, and for every tube of toothpaste you buy, the gourmet toothpaste by Crest Company, they'll donate 5 cents toward a hungry gamer in need, and they'll give them
Fluoride poisoning.
they'll give them fluoride. They'll fucking kill him. They'll take him out in the back and fucking shoot him.
Yeah, the
They-
hunger
they-
will be the least of his worries.
No,
They'll hire a hitman to track down each
Yeah.
hungry gamer in the world.
They shoot him with a fluoride-laced bullet. So the fluoride takes, like the bullet takes them to
Jesus.
1 HP, and then the fluoride poisoning sends them over the edge
wow.
with the dot, the damage over time.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Thrak, what else is happening in the gourmet toothpaste world?
Well, they're trying to collaborate with Sony, but Sony's being a real dick about it.
Yeah, Sony doesn't like crossplay, so
Famously, yes.
Thanks, Gourmet Toothpaste, for sponsoring this episode.
Where's my check? We were making a joke about how like it's like you're podcasting while your wife is giving birth.
that's hard. That's a hard sell out of context.
Yeah,
I just
because
took
we're
a
like
fucking drink when you said that.
well, because we're like, I don't know how old your baby is, and Nave's like, well, at least 0. Oh, 2, cool. And I was just saying, wouldn't it be funny if it's like like your wife's in the delivery room and you're over in the corner, like this is the SuperPod Saga,
I love that idea. I'm
and
just.
we're talking about the Nintendo DS.
Oh my fucking god,
Your wife's
babe,
like,
could you keep it down?
She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, hold on. This is our 100th episode. Okay, so
So
coming up next, we're
Infinite
talking
Space is really good.
About, yeah. Oh, don't joke about that. Infinite Space is good.
No, it is a good game. No, it is. It's just the first
Oh
game I
my
could
God.
think of.
Oh, okay. What else haven't we talked about yet with the 360? There's
I
gotta
mean,
be
we haven't gotten too deep into the games, but I got a
Ooh,
question to throw at you guys.
Okay.
Don't look it up.
Okay.
What is the best-selling Xbox 360 game?
Halo 3.
No,
FIFA.
no,
What?
you'll never guess.
Well, let us guess a little bit more.
Big bumpin'. The Burger King
Hi-
games.
No, Sneak King is the best-selling of those.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's a great pun.
Eternal
Yeah.
Sonata.
There's
No.
there's that one guy on YouTube who like he buys every copy of Sneak King he can find. I think he has like 600 copies of the game.
I wish that
That's
was
like
my
there was
shtick.
somebody. I don't remember who it was, but they were buying all the copies of what is that one game? Battle in
Shaq Fu?
Wonderland.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Battle
Battle in
Wonderworld.
Wonderworld. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be that guy that buys like every copy in the world of Evolve.
There you go.
No, Battleborn.
Battleborn. Yes.
Battleborn was good.
I think you have
It was
$100
fucking
to
good.
spare. You can buy every copy of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Was
right.
the most selling copy Brink?
No.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
All right. Do you guys give up?
I've given up a long time ago.
All right. Connect Adventures.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Are you
No,
fucking
it counts.
kidding?
24 million
Because
copies,
Wii
baby.
Sports is the fucking best-selling Wii game, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Hey, Pac-In count. It's Pac-In syndrome, but it still counts.
Man,
Well, otherwise it'd be GTA 5, and that's boring.
that is.
Oh man, I forgot GTA 5 was a 360 game. I'll be honest. with you.
Yeah, I remember. Ooh, I went to the midnight launch for it because my friend got it for his fucking PS3, and we spent, I think, at least an hour just waiting for that game to install before we could actually play it.
Here's a good one for you, boys. what are your top 5 midnight releases that you've gone to for 360 games?
Well, Halo 3
That's the
is the
well,
top one.
the only one I've ever gone to ever is GTA 5. So there you go.
Damn it!
Halo
My
3
friend-
was insane.
I did
Yeah.
Skyrim.
We had like a smaller like town, but it was like the only town nearby that had a GameStop, so there was just a million people there. And we had a Hummer that had 3 TVs in it, and there was just like a LAN
Fucking
party,
Lord.
a LAN
Hell
party
yeah.
of people playing Halo 2 while we were sitting around waiting, and it was an event. It was fucking great.
I remember when I was working at McDonald's, there was like a GameStop right by it, and it must have been one of the Call of Duties. It might have been like I think it was like Black Ops 2 was having like a midnight launch, and I was leaving work at like 11:30 and seeing all those fuckers in line.
Those fuckers.
Yeah, seriously, because Black
Honestly,
Ops
though.
2 is kind of when I fell off. But
I think, I've been to Skyrim, Borderlands 2,
Borderlands,
and there's one more.
Sneak King, right?
I went to
Oh,
that town.
totally.
Could you imagine camping outside of Burger King? Be like, I just got to get Big Bumpin', all right?
Dude, big bump. No, I'm thinking of like the tiny bike one, the tiny bike racers. or whatever.
Pocket Bike Racer.
Pocket bike racers. That
Yeah.
was all right. It was aggressively okay.
Very much a 6 out of 10.
Heavily mid. Oh man.
I went to like
There's a YouTube video about those Burger King games. I'll send it to you in Discord.
I've played them all. I've suffered through all of them.
No, there's like a YouTube video about the making of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I went to like I think Dead Island. I went to that, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that was pretty big, even though I didn't like that game. And I worked at GameStop for a while, so I remember being at the BioShock 2 midnight release, and I remember there was a Battlefield game that I was there for as well. I don't remember. I don't know. Like everything kind of blends together because I went to so many of
Yeah.
them.
Look at that.
But Halo 3 is the only one that stands out on its own.
Yeah,
Halo 3 was fucking huge. That was like a huge fucking thing.
Yeah, Halo 3 was like, was that arguably like the biggest launch for a game like ever? Or at least
Yeah,
in
at that
our
time.
lifetime?
I
Yeah.
feel like.
I remember
Okay.
seeing the.
Well, what game has matched it since then? Like Last of Us 2, maybe?
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
like
man.
for physical, like going to a midnight release thing. I don't know. I think it might be Halo, but I don't
Well,
know.
just because Halo 3 was so huge. Like I used to see the commercials all the time, and like I didn't know much about Halo, but I rented it at the time because I was like, let me see what the big deal is. Play through the campaign, and I was like, I don't know what the big deal is, but it was fine. That was my ending.
I can't think of any other game that was like as highly anticipated as Halo 3. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe because like people have been waiting
Maybe.
for that for a while. But
I mean, I know GTA 4 was a big deal when that came out.
that's
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that one because it was
remember
the
I
first
fucking-
one I got like right when it came out.
I hated that game as a kid, but I
It's
played
actually-
the shit out of the multiplayer. But like, I remember I was like, "What is all this realism? Fuck this shit! I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm going back to Pocket Bike Racers.
play Saints Row where I can put a
What are you talking about?
satchel
That game
charge
is
on the
ultra
front of a
realistic.
golf
Saints
cart."
Row. Oh my god.
Ooh, dude,
Saints fucking
the original Saints Row,
insurance fraud missions, dude.
I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
It was
I-
so good.
One of my favorite. We haven't talked about this, but like, there's a feature on the Xbox 360 that was on the original Xbox where you can just download or you can rip your CDs
Yes.
onto the
Yeah.
hard drive. And then there were games that utilized that. So Saints Row was one of them, where there was a radio station specifically for the songs that were on your Xbox hard drive. And I listened to so much Rush in Saints Row.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're speaking my language, dude. Yeah, I think like SmackDown vs. Raw 07, you could do the same. Like it had like a little playlist you could make of like the songs that were in the game, and then if you added any.
Wait,
as
one of
well,
the I
which is
know
really
one of
cool.
those wrestling games couldn't you use for your intro music for your created character, like the music that's on your.
Yeah,
Hard
I think
drive?
it was 07. I think 07 was one of them.
I miss
Did,
when wrestling games were good.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, I was thinking about getting SmackDown vs. Raw 07 again, and I went on eBay, and that game's like $50 now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess
Oh my
everyone's
God.
like me. They're like, that game's good.
Did you
Because
see
I
the
remember
fucking?
being really fucking good.
Did you see the 50 Cent blood on the sand shit going on?
What's going on with that?
It's not going on anymore. Maybe. Let me see. I'm just gonna type in.
It's
eBay
still
real quick.
pricey if you're.
So, well, this game, 50 Cent blood on the sand was like fucking $20. Okay, it's only like $13 now, apparently. Okay, so before, when the backwards compatibility program was going on, this was one of those random games that got thrown in there, and a handful of the
people
backwards
were
compatible.
requesting it.
Well, I mean, a handful of the backwards compatible games, you can't sell digitally. So the whole reason why this was such a big deal was because it's a huge licensing fiasco. This game is basically an album as a video game, essentially, like for 50 Cent or whatever.
Weird.
It's a Gears clone.
And so the game is on backwards compatible, but only physically. And since then, a lot of games that were digital are not purchasable digitally anymore. But so this was a game that when it first released on backwards compatible, you could only buy it physically. And the prices of the game skyrocketed to like $400 a fucking copy. It was amazing.
I'm
So
pretty sure
everyone
it's
was
still
like,
disc only.
yeah, this game will never be purchasable digitally. It's the same way that Two Human, which is a game we could talk about too. That was a huge thing during the 360.
Fuck that
Yeah.
game.
Two Human, you
Two
can't
Human.
sell it. So if you go on, it's on backwards compatible on the Xbox One and Series, and
It's free.
it's free.
You
Yeah,
just-
because
you can
it's
just download it.
illegal to It's illegal to sell. So
Yeah.
that's
There was
fucking really cool.
There was like a lawsuit with like Epic Games, I think.
Yeah, because I think they didn't pay for what they did, like what they used their engine for, or something like that. I don't know. It's some
Oh
kind of
yeah, it was
fiasco.
engine fiasco. Yeah, with Unreal. Oh, because it was Silicon Knights that made it,
Yeah, and they're bye-bye.
and they were using like an unlicensed version of Unreal or something like that, or I forget. And it was a whole big deal, and it killed Silicon Knights.
Fucking
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. It's funny you bring that up because I have that game like complete, and I beat it like not that long ago. Like did a whole run through of it, and it is a very 7. It was a fun 7. That's the best way I can describe it. It was a fun 7.
Fun 7.
Yeah, I had a good time with it, but it's so funny because with the licensing, with the music stuff, like you unlock songs as you're playing through the game, and there's like a little playlist that you can make, but in the game they'd like turn the music off. But weirdly enough, at the end of the game, you unlock stuff as you go through it, and what you unlock is like music videos. So it's like I can't listen to In the Club while I'm playing the game, but I can go in and watch. But while I'm in, but I can watch the music video of it with the song playing, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But it's a fun game. I'd be down to co-op it so I can get those co-op achievements.
I'm always trying to get achievements, dude.
Yeah.
The fucking co-op achievements in, I think, Gears of War 2 or 3. By the way, Gears 3 was fucking huge also. Actually, that was really
Gears.
good.
Love Gears. I'm a huge Gears of War fan. It's my favorite Xbox franchise. I played through all of them again with Chris on a novel console. And they were great. Loved all those games. I think about playing Gears 3 like again. Like I kind of want to do a solo run on that.
Gears 3 was just so fucking good. I remember, so when the first came out, my buddy Brandon and we played through that game so fucking much on like all the difficulties. We got our asses handed to us on the hardest every single time. And then they had that big like trailer for the second game talking about how like, oh, now when you're down, you can crawl and you can pick people up. And that was fucking cool. And then the third game came out and it blew the second one out of the fucking water. And they added all sorts of fucking sweet multiplayer maps from like the first game, the second game, the fucking horde mode, which was insanely cool. Or no, I think...
Yeah,
no,
it was horde mode.
Didn't 3 also have that one where you could play as the Locust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was way better than horde mode. I fucking loved that mode. I think it's called Overrun or something like that.
That sounds right, yeah. And, fuck, yeah. That the Gears, I guess not
Beast.
counting Judge.
Sorry, it's called Beast mode.
Beast mode, there we go. Judgment was like all right, but yeah, the first 3 were fucking like some of the best 360, well, probably the best 360 exclusives, but yeah, those were really fucking good.
Yeah, because it was really like the big hit that I think Xbox kind of needed to legitimize the 360. Like it was a brand new IP, and it was the game that sort of set the standard for what third-person shooters were going to be. And like so many games copied Gears right after that, you know, that looking back, it's kind of weird how Gears of War isn't kind of seen as like a big deal anymore, like not as much as it used to be, but it influenced like basically every third person shooting game ever since. Like it's Gears and Resident Evil 4. Like those were the two games that changed everything.
It's hilarious because like I was like, what is Gears Overrun? Why does that remind me of something? And it is from Gears of War Judgment. I don't know why that, because that is easily the one I played the least. But like for some reason,
Judgment's rough.
We reviewed it on our show. Go listen to it, everyone. Right now, pause and go and listen to that, and then come back.
Yes,
it's important.
I reviewed it as well.
I'm looking at a list of the best 360 exclusive games of all time.
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey is fantastic.
Forza 3 is at the top.
Motorsport 3, what I played of it was really good.
It's because a fucking casual wrote that.
Oh, fucking Crackdown. Crackdown was fucking sick.
I have yet to play Crackdown.
Crackdown's super fun, dude. It's like a superhero game, but you play as a fucking super soldier and you can do anything, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, what if the Ubisoft games had a fun mechanic in it? And that fun mechanic is that you jump really high.
Yeah, and you just level up from doing anything. Like you level up your throwing ability by throwing shit. You level up your shooting ability by shooting shit. You level up your fucking running ability by running, and it's
like Morrowind.
Now everyone says that. But now everyone says those games are bad.
Well, fuck them. I think Crackdown is still good.
I think it's Crackdown 3 everyone shits on.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because Crackdown 3 is like, it's dated. Like when you play it, you're like, oh, this is like a 360 game. But I think a lot of people who are looking for that are like, oh, this is kind of comforting. This is like a 360 game. That's a good thing.
It also fucking really, the Crackdown 3 was like both announced and released in that weird period of time in the Xbox One era where there were just like no Xbox exclusives. Like as far as the eye could see, there was just fucking nothing coming up. And then they were like, "Oh, Crackdown 3, you know it, you love it," and it just didn't live up to the standards.
It was advertising this multiplayer mode that had this server side destruction physics, like everything could be destroyed and stuff like that, which is really interesting because I have no fucking idea what came of that. But this recent game, another game we've reviewed recently, the Finals has that exact thing that Crackdown was like advertising for its multiplayer, and it's so cool. So I always wondered what happened to Crackdown 3 because like I don't, maybe it was just ahead of its time and like they tried too early and they just didn't have the tech for it, which is why I never heard of it.
But
Crackdown 3 was supposed to come out in 2016, but it didn't come out until 2019.
Didn't Battlefield also have that type of thing too, where like when you blow shit up, it also appears blown up for other people?
I don't think it was server side though. I think like it was being offloaded to the game because I'm not a technical guy, but I'm pretty sure like the stuff happening in the map was being rendered from your game, whereas what's happening in the Finals is that the server is like doing all the work, and that's why there's so much ridiculous shit happening on Xbox Series X's, and it's not like exploding them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Someone's screaming at their fucking iPhone, their iPod, their Zunes, trying to get me to shut up.
Oh boy!
Man, what else do we got here?
Fable
Gears series, Fable 2 is toward the tippy top too. Everybody fucking loves Fable 2. That was good. The fourth, of course.
I've only played like an hour of Fable 2, but it's very good. Oh, Condemned. Ooh, that game is awesome.
That game is fucking awesome. I love fighting homeless people. Even better in a video game.
There is this one part in Condemned. I won't spoil it because it's backwards compatible. People should play it.
Yes.
Where I was talking to somebody, like someone came in my room, they're like, hey, dinner's ready in like 5 minutes if you want. And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And I'm about to fucking get the jump scare of my life. And so I'm like, as soon as it happens, she screams louder. Like it's like my dad's girlfriend. She screams louder than I am gonna scream. But then I scream. And then a little piss comes out of my tiny little teenager dick. Little pee comes out. And I remember just being like, you got to get out of here. And then she leaves, and I look in my pants. I'm like, oh, my God. That's not good.
My favorite part about that game is how, like he always the character always holds the phone in front of his fucking face. Like, instead of pointing the phone up to your ear like a normal human being would, he holds it in his face.
Yeah, and it was like the old Nokia phones.
Yeah, dude.
You know, you're just staring at it. Yeah.
I hold my phone like that now. Like, unironically, I hold my phone in front of my face towards a corner of my vision. I don't look directly at it. It's not in the middle of my vision.
Do you guys remember who made Condemned?
No, not
Toys for Bob.
I wish. No, Monolith.
Oh,
no
yeah, I knew
shit.
that. Yeah, the guys who
really?
made Fear. Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Mordor and Gotham City Imposters, baby.
Weird.
Coming back.
Looped right around.
What else do we got?
Yeah.
There's Crackdown, Project Gotham Racing 4,
Beautiful
Explosion Man.
Katamari. Can I
That
talk
was-
about the yeah, that was 360 exclusive. Still is.
Wow.
It was supposed to, if I remember correctly, with Beautiful Katamari, which I love. I'm quite a fan of the Katamari
That's
series.
insane.
It was supposed to come out on like PS3, but it was that era where people didn't know how to make games for the PS3 yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they were like,
that was
fuck
a
this.
mess.
And then there was rumors of it getting, like Beautiful Katamari also getting a Wii port, but they decided against it because they weren't sure how to make like the motion controls work with a Katamari. And the name Beautiful Katamari was meant to be like, oh, it's in HD. Look how pretty it is, right?
So you could say
So-
those Wii ports were wrong. Those Wii ports of that game, the port to the Wii.
because they didn't look beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
fuck,
But yeah,
I
Beautiful
think-
Katamari, fun game. It's not the best game in the Katamari series, but it's still really, really good. So I highly recommend it.
I remember when I think games, like, for the longest time, any cross-plat or multi-plat game that came out for the PS3 was just humongously fucking broken. Like,
yeah.
what was that one? Silent.
Well, I
Silent
remember
Hill-
I remember Orange Box was broken on PS3, or like it wasn't as
Yeah.
good.
Did-
The
are you-
the,
was
the
that
port
on
of
PS3?
Notoriously, Gabe Newell did not give a fuck about the PlayStation. Like
No, he
PlayStation 3.
didn't.
He was like, fuck
No.
this thing.
If I remember correctly, the Mass Effect 1
Oh, yeah,
port,
it
when
was
that
on
came to
PS3.
PS3, that was broken. Like,
Skyrim.
terribly.
Skyrim on PS3 was
All Bethesda
fucking
games.
ridiculously broken.
I mean,
Um,
Bethesda games are already broken. So to be even more
That's true.
broken is
No, well,
pretty
there
impressive.
was a bug in, I want to say it's Skyrim. It might have been Fallout 3, but like the longer the game went on, the saves like weren't saving like the way they were on every
Oh,
other
yeah.
platform. So the game
Yeah, I
would
remember
just
hearing
start
about that.
going more and more ballistic as you played.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that at the time because when Skyrim came out, it was like, I think it was 2011. And so like it felt like it was kind of 50-50 PS3 360. At least that's what it felt like at the time. So
Yeah.
I heard a lot of that from my PS3 friends.
They need to make a game like that where like the longer, like the more time you put into your save, the more like the game fucking freaks out and just doesn't fucking work. That sounds
Yeah.
like such a cool idea for a game. Like, you get like 10 hours in and the game just refuses to fucking let you play.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the 360 had an Ace Combat game that was
It did.
exclusive. That's
Do you
weird.
remember Amped?
Oh my
I
god!
thought you were gonna say Hawks, but you were like, I'm not.
No, that's PS3.
Amped is
No,
a snowboarding
Hawks.
game, right?
Hawks was a 360 game too. Tom Clancy's Hawks.
Yep. I remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
I think
what
you're
game was
thinking of what is that? Haze. I think
was
that's
I-
it. Haze. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I feel like
that's a PS3 exclusive.
everything comes back to Haze, unfortunately. Oh, that
Is-
game.
And that's like Insomniac, isn't it?
It was Free Radical Design.
Oh, I'm insane. What am I thinking of? It's
Yeah,
nothing good.
no, those are the guys who did like the Time Splitters games.
Oh yeah,
that's
And,
sad.
yeah.
Those
and,
guys
uh,
are gone.
And the if you guys remember Second Sight.
Nope.
Oh, that's a cool fucking game. It was kind of a hidden gem in the PS2 era, where it's you're this like like they're studying like parapsychology on you, so like you have like psychic abilities, but you also like shoot people. It's kind of a cool game. It kind of went under the radar at the time. I'd look it up. That's a fun game. Yeah. Oh, but I remember the first game I saw for the 360 that made me go, "This shit looks fucking cool." Is Cameo.
What?
yeah.
I swear to
I forgot about
God,
Cameo.
it was Cameo because it was a launch title, along with Perfect Dark Zero. Because Rare, they were still trying to push Rare, to be like, look, we have Rare, even though the whole Rare story is kind of its own thing. But Cameo looked cool. I played the demo of it back in the day when they had those Walmart demos where you'd have to break your neck looking up at the TV screens.
Oh yeah, like the Reddit r/TV too high.
Yeah.
Oh, Viva Pinata. I'll always stand by. Those games are so
those games
fucking
aren't
good.
bad.
Those games are so good.
Like, I'm not big into those kind of games, but Viva Pinata,
It works,
it's such a unique setting for it. Like, and the Trouble in Paradise is really good.
Yeah,
with Pal World being super popular right now, Xbox could strike gold with the Viva Pinata 3.
I know.
Why don't they should
long,
bring that
dude.
back? They really should bring Viva Pinata back.
And they got Toys for Bob. I mean, come on, like there's so many
Toys for Bob.
Toys for Bob make a Viva Pinata game.
I feel like Toys for Bob should do Banjo.
I feel like
yeah. Well, do we talk about Nuts and Bolts?
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's not that bad.
I hate it.
It's pretty good.
I don't like it.
I hate it so much.
My issue with it is when I was playing it, I was like, this vehicle stuff, like it's fine, but it feels like it was just thrown in to be different, Because when I'm on the ground, running around, jumping, doing platform stuff, it's fine.
Well,
but the game forces you to be in a car and do all the car shit, and I'm like, I don't want to do this in a 3D platform.
The reason for that is because the game wasn't a Banjo game until way later in development, when they were like, hey, we need to like slap an IP on this bitch. And they're like, it's the same thing with Star Fox Adventures. That was like a totally different game.
Yeah, that was Dinosaur Planet, yeah.
And then they slapped the fucking Star Fox on it.
I didn't know that with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but it makes a lot of sense.
They had it was like a concept, and they were like, hey, can we Banjo-Kazooie this? And
can we banjo this?
Fucking yes. I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
The Bill Gates himself said that. He was like, fucking, I guess, dude, whatever.
Also, make sure Banjo's fat. All right.
That intro is actually kind of funny.
It's great.
It's like fat eating pizza, and then was it the Game Master where their face is like a TV screen that's Pong?
And it's just, it's literally just, it's fourth wall break the game. But
like all gamers want to do is shoot things. It's like, well, yeah. Because I remember, did you guys ever watch the JonTron video on Nuts and Bolts?
Nah.
I just remember
I probably
he hated it, and I didn't watch it.
I had to. I've seen all his videos, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people hated on the game because of that video, and then people were like, it's not that bad. And I remember playing it and thinking, it's not that bad, but I just didn't want to stick with it.
Yeah.
So, Dead or Alive 4. I believe that's still exclusive.
Xbox had a lot of exclusive Dead or Alive games. I think Dead or Alive 3 was exclusive to the original Xbox as well too.
Still is. It's never been ported. I think Dead or Alive 4 has never been ported either.
Dead or Alive 3 was my sexual awakening, man.
Yeah, I think it's just because Tecmo doesn't care.
I doubt they care. Yeah. Have you seen the new Dead or Alive game? It's like $150.
There's a new one?
Yeah. Well. So first of all, jiggle physics way down. 2023, we can't be doing that. Or 2021, whenever it came out.
We're too woke for that now.
But literally, the whole entire business model is that I think it's a free game, and then you pay $100 for giant packs of DLC or something like that. Or I think you can buy
packs
things
of boobs
individually, but it has all of the costumes and stuff in it. I see them go on sale every couple of months, and I think about it. I'm like, do I spend $40 on this and just pretend like I just bought a game instead of I didn't? I just bought a bunch of bikinis for these girls.
Yeah.
And that's
they still do the volleyball games, don't they?
Not in America anymore. They're not localized, but you can, of course, there's no region locks anymore, so you can just import it. Yeah. And I think they have translations in it. But
do people play those games for the story?
I do, man. I just want to see what Zach's crazy shenanigans are going to be this time.
He does get into some crazy shenanigans in those games.
God, Dead or Alive used to be so fucking good, dude.
It was. I played, I think it was Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast. That game was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think 2 was in Dead or Alive 3 Ultimate. on the original Xbox,
Oh hell
wasn't
yeah!
it? Or was it
I-
one? I don't remember. It was one of the older ones. Oh, I also
I'll
remember they had a fucking an anime AMV of fucking what is that Aerosmith song? Dream On.
Did they really?
Oh my god, listener, please go Google Dream On Dead or Alive and just look at this edgy fucking YouTube video. Oh, it changed my little brain as a child. I was
My
watching
little
that
brain.
on repeat. I didn't even know what Aerosmith was, but I was emotional. The scenes where the ninjas are crying in the rain, where it's like, "Dream on, dream on!" Like I was like, "Oh my god, he's dreaming on." I don't know what the
He
fuck's
is dreaming on.
Oh my god!
Ooh, here's another one that you boys will never guess was a 360 exclusive. Cold-Sept Saga.
I don't even know what that game is.
I'm racking my brain, and it's tickling something.
I've heard
It's-
the name.
Yeah, the whole Cold-Sept series is like it's pretty.
Oh
it's a
my
mixed
God, it's this.
fucking bag.
It's like a card
There's-
game.
Yeah, card game / board game, and they're
Oh,
cool
God.
but like weird. The only one I've played the most of is Cold-Sept Revolt for the 3DS because I fucking love the 3DS because I suck at life.
So is this like
And-
Mario Party?
It's more like Monopoly mixed with like a monster evolving card game kind of thing.
I
Okay.
definitely I only bought this because it has an anime boy on the cover and also a T-Rex, and I was like, "What is this?" And
Yeah, it's pretty fucking like once you take the time to like play and learn how the game goes, it's actually pretty fucking fun. Like it's like Monopoly mixed with like Settlers of Catan mixed with like not Pokemon, but like you just have like monsters that you can like upgrade and fight other people, and it's pretty fucking rad.
you know what
Yeah.
memory this is unlocking for me?
Huh.
Because around the same time I bought this, I also bought a game called Magna Carta 2.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Magna
that's exclusive
Carta.
too, isn't
Yep.
it?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah, I think so. This is
that-
incredible. I'm just looking at the box art, and I can tell why I bought this as a child.
I can think of 2 reasons.
Yeah. I can only see one of them on the box art, but I had the other one in my imagination.
Seeing all this shit reminds me of another game that was big with my group of friends around this time was Soul Calibur 4.
Oh my god, I love Soul Calibur so much.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one that had Yoda?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the one that had the Star Wars characters, and it was like to promote Force Unleashed, and
Yep.
it was at a time where like Star Wars, like it was the pre-Disney era, so like any Star Wars crossover was a big deal because it rarely happened, and I think it was like the next major thing Star Wars did after the prequels. I think
That sounds right.
And yeah, the 360 had Yoda, and the PS3 had Vader, and eventually they had DLC where you could get both, and it was kind of like a console war-y thing with friends of mine, you know, because they thought they were cooler because they had Vader on their PS3. And it's like, well, guys, Yoda is like so much better of a fighter because he's so low to the ground. But
And he's fast as fuck, dude.
yeah, he's like Odd Job, you know? His lack of
No,
height
but that's
gives him an
legit.
advantage.
Yeah, like you're punching
Yeah.
over him a lot.
Yeah, and Soul Calibur 4 still holds up.
Oh yeah, it fucking does.
Like, it's probably my favorite in the series.
yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say 2 or 4. It's tough.
2 is great,
The single
but
player
I think
for
4
3
is
is good, but fuck it.
yeah, and I just think 4 is just so refined.
Yeah.
Like 5 doesn't hit the same, and 6 is good. 6 is solid, but it just I don't know. 6 doesn't have the same oomph that 4 does. You know what I mean? But that
Yeah.
could just be Bamco not really caring about Soul Calibur anymore.
They just kind of put it out just to get a new one out there.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're in between Tekkens. Let's make a Soul Calibur real quick.
Oh, here's one for Nave. Infinite Undiscovery.
Oh, dude, you know what? I was literally going to bring that up, and I was debating because I never really liked it until I played it as an adult. I literally just beat that game a couple of weeks ago. So
One of the best worst titles of all time.
It's
it
a
was
pretty good
weird.
I mean, like the name.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
It's
so
super
bad,
weird.
but it's amazing. And it's just isn't it just a dry run for Star Ocean 4?
Okay, here's another thing. I there was a Star Ocean till the end of time, I think, on the 360, and I played it, and I was like, this is directly after the Lost Odyssey, and I was like, JRPG kick. I'm playing all of them. I played Blue Dragon, loved it, and then I was like, that was the next one. I was like, Star Ocean.
Blue Dragon fucks.
I played Star Ocean. I was like,
I need to
fucking
play Blue
hate this
Dragon.
game.
Yeah, I need to play Blue Dragon because I played Lost Odyssey last year and loved it
Backwards
to death.
compatible, baby.
I
have it.
I'm
I
sure
have it
you'll love
physically
Blue
on the
Dragon,
shelf
dude.
behind me. Yeah.
It's
Oh
if
yeah,
you're a
because I'm such a I'm such a Dragon Quest nerd that I'll probably like Blue Dragon.
Yeah, it's basically
A Dragon
Dragon
Quest
Quest
game,
3, but
Yeah, and
I was gonna say Dragon Quest 3, but goofy as shit.
well, Dragon Quest already is goofy as shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
Fuck.
got- yeah.
There's another 360 exclusive that I've heard of but never played. 99 Nights. I don't.
I have
That
it
game was fun.
actually. I've played. It's
good?
kind of like a Muso game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's like a love it or hate it kind of thing. I've never been
There's
the
a bunch of
biggest
characters.
I've never been the biggest Muso guy, but
Same.
one of these days I'll sit down and like play through it, like
It's-
the whole thing.
It's kind of like a Muso, but it's kind of like Diablo as well, where you're like collecting a
Ooh.
lot of
Yeah.
loot and gear and
Yeah.
stuff. And this was
For sure.
way before Borderlands, so
And it was a super early exclusive game. It was like 06.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing, because I used to rent 360 games all the time, and I just saw that cover every time. And I think it was never taken out. Like nobody ever rented it,
I don't think anybody ever fucking knew what it was.
and it got a sequel though.
yeah.
It was
Which
still
I didn't even know the sequel ever existed. So
Oh,
but apparently people did not like it.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit, but I don't know.
and another couple of weird ones. Bullet Witch and One-chan
Oh,
Bara
Bullet Witch.
Bikini Samurai Squad.
Yeah, isn't Bullet Witch just like a diet Bayonetta?
Basically,
well, this is
super
way
yeah.
before Bayonetta, and also it's terrible. It's so fucking awful.
Yeah, it's no Bayonetta.
But what was the other one?
It's-
Onichibara.
Yeah.
Or
Onichibara.
whatever.
Yeah, the game where you're like bikini girls with swords.
Yeah,
you fight zombies
with
and shit.
I'm pretty sure
and I
that
fucking
is
hate
backwards.
these games.
I think it's backwards compatible as well.
Is
Because
it
I think I
really?
own it. Yeah,
Is it
Bikini
fucking
Samurai
really?
Squad. Let me go. I'm gonna go check real quick. Yep, it's backwards
Yeah.
compatible. So I definitely own it. Because if
Oh
it's backwards
my
compatible,
God.
I definitely bought it. Because I have Rumble Roses as well.
Rumble Roses is good though.
Rumble Roses is so good
because
it's
I think
unironically so good.
Because wasn't it made? I think it was made by Ukes, and they were doing like all the SmackDown games at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's in like the SmackDown Here Comes the Pain engine. So it's like, oh, this is just like a good wrestling game. But then you have like the cowboy girl, like the Avril Lavigne girl,
The
you
girl
know?
in red.
The girl on red.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one I was like, ooh, that red.
yeah. It is wacky, but it weirdly kind of fits with like Japanese wrestling as well. Like if you've ever watched like New Japan, it kind of fits, especially the more silly side. Yeah, it was developed by Ukes and published by our
Ukes.
good friends Konami.
Oh, dude, Torchlight was 360 exclusive. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Little bit of like watered down Diablo, but still pretty fucking cool.
Let's see. Yeah, looking at 360 exclusives now, I'm starting to see a bunch of Kinect games.
I had
Yeah, I
I
didn't
played a
count
ton of
those.
this game called Dungeon Defenders.
Dungeon Defenders, yeah, that was really
Okay.
fucking good.
I really was addicted to that. The only game so I was super entrenched in like literally the online community of Dungeon Defenders. I got granular
Yeah.
with it. I was doing like the preem strategies and shit like that. And the only other game that I really got like that with, besides like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, obviously, was Borderlands 2. Where and that's
yeah.
not a game that everyone's gonna go, whoa, that's a fucking deep cut. Everyone fucking knows that game. But Borderlands 2, literally, I was in the fucking forefront of like the DLC releases and stuff with the premium strategies of how to beat the unkillable bosses, like the like late game bosses. And I
Yeah.
was like circulating the guns. Like there was this thing called a B shield, which whenever it was full, you would shoot it and it would reduce your shield. Like you would take damage, but the first shot that you shot would do a ton of extra amplified damage. And then there's a gun called the conference call shotgun, which shot bullets
Yep.
all over the goddamn place. And I had like huge, like, because every gun is like RNG, but I had really good rolls on every shotgun and really good B shields of every element. And people all day, I would just accept game invites, drop the guns, leave before the game saved, and then do that for like more and more people, like duplicating those weapons for them so that they could go and fight those unkillable bosses. And I did that for months on Borderlands 2. I don't know why. I could have been doing anything else with my time. I could have been like learning a skill. I could have been playing guitar.
Well, you were learning a skill.
Yeah.
It was socializing.
Yeah.
We
And I'm sure you're a legend in some people's eyes because of that.
Yeah, that's the little domino, and now Big Domino. I'm a podcaster screaming about 360 games on the internet.
Yes.
We did that a lot,
we all turn the
too.
podcasters.
We did that a lot too with Borderlands 2. What was the big like the big like final boss guy? Some Cromarax the Invincible, I think is what he was called. We would run him like over and over again, and there was one spot you could cheese where he like couldn't hit you with anything unless his like tentacles spawn. Yeah.
Cromarax the Invincible and Vorasidius, apparently.
Yeah, there we go.
Master Yi, that was the one. Master Yi was the one that everyone was getting the shit beat out of them for.
Master Yi.
Yeah, that was like the first DLC that added Master Yi and somebody else. It's not showing on this list, but Master Yi, it was insane because he would flood the whole entire battlefield in poison gas, and that poison gas just hurt so fucking bad.
Is there any other things we should talk about the 360 before we end this thing?
There was a game called Rock Band Blitz. Did you guys ever try that? Because everyone's played Rock Band and everyone's played Guitar Hero, but did you try Rock Band Blitz?
I don't think I've thought of Rock Band Blitz in a long time.
I'm pretty sure.
I love it.
Was that wasn't the PSP one, was it?
No, it was a 360 PS3 arcade game. So essentially, the game itself was similar to Frequency and Amplitude, like the games they made before Guitar Hero, but it incorporated all of your Rock Band DLC that you've purchased, and all future Rock Band DLC for as long as the game was supported. And the game was priced at the price of a 10-song song pack, but it had 25 songs or something like that in there for the base game. And those songs were DLC in Rock Band 3 that just carried over. Like, you didn't have to pay any extra. So, and that had like a Blink-182 song. I'm trying to remember the songs, but now I can't remember. Let me go look up real quick. But like, I played Rock Band Blitz like fucking religiously. Even after I owned an Xbox One, I was still playing Rock Band Blitz like before I went to bed. It was just such a nice little game.
Yeah, looking at the gameplay, it's like you have all the different like highways, I guess, like lined up with each other. Is it like you're going back and forth to match them?
Yeah, so you have every instrument on the screen at once, and each one only has 2 buttons, so left and right instead of 5. And you're playing with a controller, so you're switching between each of the pathways. You can't fail, so there's no like incentive to like. The incentive is to make the multiplier go higher because like there are checkpoints throughout the song. And so when your the higher your multiplier is for each path, the higher your multiplier goes further after the checkpoint. It's hard to explain, but like you're basically just juggling all of these instruments at once. And it was really, really fun. And it had all of the Rock Band songs that you had purchased previously. So if you bought songs for Rock Band, you could play the songs in Rock Band Blitz as well. And they had a bunch of fucking banger songs. So they had Always by Blink-182, a little less 16 Candles, a little more Touch Me by Fall Out Boy, Cult of Personality by Living Colour, Death on Two Legs by Queen, which is my favorite Queen song, Give It Away, Red Hot Chili Peppers. They had fucking all kinds of shit like that.
Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang. That's some good shit.
Yeah. Shout, Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
Spoon Man by Soundgarden.
Spoon Man.
The Wicker Man from Iron Maiden.
Yeah, and
like kind of a deep cut.
Dude. I fucking love that riff, man. It's so easy to play, but it feels so powerful.
Yeah. That was their last their last great record, I think, Brave New World. Yeah. That's when Bruce came back. Yeah, that's cool. Because looking at it, Blitz reminds me a little bit of a Rock Band Unplugged. Because I had like the PSP one, whereas you were like constantly swapping between all the other instruments.
Oh
and I hated it because I was not good at it.
Yeah, but this is the thing is that it's on the PSP, so like the hardware is extremely limited.
Yeah.
So
I didn't play the games that actually were made to be really good on PSP, like all those RPGs and shit. So.
Yeah, Popa LaCroix.
What's the level 5 one? Jean d'Arc. Yeah.
Ooh, Yep. You know what we did forget to talk about is the avatars.
I mean,
the
there's a
different, like,
lot
gamer
of
picks
there's a
and the
lot of
themes
360
and
stuff
shit.
we didn't talk about.
I thought you were talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the notorious
No.
easy to get all the achievements game.
Yeah.
Then King Kong. King Kong is fucking stupid easy.
Oh yeah, I have that game. It's a great game.
You know what was amazing is that there was a what is it? Community a community King Kong disc that there was inside was like a library sign-in sheet, and people would just mail it to each other and sign the sheet and the date and then like keep mailing it around. Google that shit because it's like that's
What the
real.
fuck.
I don't know how to word that, but
That's pretty well, like a library copy, or
kind of. It was just like I'm never gonna fucking be able to find this.
That's okay. Well, that's it. That's everything we need to know about the 360. It's time for Aaron to go to bed. Shit.
I will say the 360 would probably be my desert island console,
Yeah.
just because it has so many great fucking games on it and so much stuff I didn't play or didn't play enough of, that if all I had was the 360 in its library, I'd be good, man.
And you
I
have
would say like the Xbox Series X would probably be better because it would have a bunch of the 360's library in it also.
I mean, true,
That's true.
but
Well, fuck. One more time, fellas. Where can people find you guys and your shows and your socials and all that shit?
Me first.
Yes.
yeah, you
I
go
command
first
it.
now.
All right, so I'm Nave over at Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Our Twitter is at Game Together Pod. That's where you'll find me. Philip's doing the Facebook. I don't know what the fuck he does over there. Probably nothing good. And
Nothing productive.
nothing good's happening over there. So we talk about games. We're on all your podcasting catchers or whatever. We're doing our YouTube now. We neglected it for years. It is now up to date, and we're trying to keep on top of that stuff.
Right on. How about you, Thrak?
All right. Well, I'm on Twitter at Thrak94, and I'm also on Blue Sky at Thrak if you want to chat with me on there. And I'm in all the various Discords, the SuperPod Saga Discord and a bunch of other Discords. So if you ever want to chat with me about whatever, that's the place to do it.
Right on. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm gonna go pass the fuck out because I've chugged like 2 monsters and they're the zero sugar ones too. So not only am I caffeinated like a motherfucker, I'm also gonna contract cancer one of these days. Yeah, I'm just gonna go fucking die. Okay, bye.
So this is the end of the show.
This is it. Okay, bye.
Press X to not die.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.